I want to thank you all for coming out this evening in honor of Black History Month, because that's why you're here, right?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate being invited back here. Just want to let you know that I have known Ms. King personally through my love of what her son did for this nation.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And it is important for all of us to realize that we have a responsibility not only to ourselves and the well-being of ourselves, but no, we have a responsibility to the whole world.
Yes, amen.
Because we are all brothers and sisters under God. Now that is whichever God you like, whichever God you believe in, as long as your spirit is connected, to that of our God, you can understand why we're here.
Yes.
So I was asked by Ms. Shannon to come and talk to you and introduce the film that you're going to be seeing. But before I do that, I want to let you know that a whole bunch of you people may not have even been born back then. Where were you? Anybody born before 1950? Oh, yeah, very good. How many of you all were out here in California? Life was a little bit different out here in California than where I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, in the 50s, after my son, he was born in 1937, but you know, we lived under a certain rule, under a certain way that was acceptable for years. Even though the law said we were free, in truth, we weren't free. We weren't free to take advantage of all the things that other people could take advantage of. Is there anybody who's living now that has that same kind of separation?
Yes.
Amen. There are people who are living now with that same kind of separation. So the battles that my son fought for everybody to recognize that we are all God's children, all deserve the same ability to enjoy peace, freedom, liberty, is what we should be working for today. Each and every one of us should be working for it today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
because there are things still going on. What year is it? 2000 and what? 12? Lord have mercy. I just want you to know that I appreciate being here, but I feel a little overdressed. I mean, I normally come to things like this dressed like I want to show who I am and showing respect for you all. I want to show my respect. Respect for the place that we are. Respect is what everybody needs. You need respect, you need respect, you need respect. So when we give respect, there's a better chance of us getting it. Now, I know all you people in here are respectful.
And respectable.
Yes, you are, young man. You are respectable. Yes, you are. How many of you all have the same name you were born with? And how many of you changed your name? Yeah. You know, there is that possibility of us changing our name. Not just because we got married, but because a name reflects who we are. Who we are in this world. And though some of y'all may not realize that my little boy wasn't born Martin, and we never called him Martin anyway, he was called Little Mike. Because he was Michael Luther King Jr. And his dad was too. So did y'all know his name was really Michael? Yeah, his name was Michael. And he didn't get it officially changed until he got a passport to go to Europe. Now, everybody still called him Little Mike, even though his daddy got his name changed. That's when it all started. My husband, Big Mike, went over to the World Baptist Convention in Europe, and he saw the place where Martin Luther defied the Anabaptists, and so he was so impressed with Martin Luther that he changed his name from Michael to Martin. Now, that was in about 1938, 39, maybe 42, somewhere like, I get confused. But the bottom line is, each of us defines who we are, and we respect the definition that that person has for themselves. And I'm going to give you a little introduction to what you're going to be seeing in a few minutes. Oh, I was supposed to tell you about this woman who lives here in Lake County, been here 37 years. She grew up over in Texas, and how she had to live through the stuff that back in the 50s, what's her name?
Boris?
That's the one, Voris. So she grew up in Texas in segregated schools, and when she was a little girl, you couldn't go to movie theaters. You could only go to certain movie theaters, and if you could, you had to sit up in the balcony, and they had water fountains that had colored and white on there. You know, it didn't bother her. Didn't bother her one bit, because she knew who she was. She knew she was a child of God. She knew that she was an honorable person, and that's what we need to share with all our young people. And treat everyone in that way. And when you see that people are not being treated honorably, see them being bullied, you have to stand up. Stand up. Stand up for them. Now, when you look at this thing called Freedom Riders, just know that any fight that's fought is not fought alone. There are other people who understand that we have to be treated and have to have equal opportunity. Now, you can talk about equal opportunity all you want, but until you feel it in your soul, until you are willing to speak out, not just hold it in, but speak out too, it'll never happen. So may you be motivated by these people who made sacrifices in their lives to say that it is not just for people not to have a place to sleep. It's not just for people not to have a place to go to the restroom. Because when that little Voris was growing up, they take that trip from Houston to San Antonio, Texas, and they'd have to pull off to the side of the road to go to the bathroom because there weren't any toilets on that 200-mile trip for black people to use. They didn't have any toilets, so you pull off the side of the road, and you always packed your lunch. You always packed food with you because there was no place for you to stop to eat. Now, it might have been a good thing because the eating around here ain't particularly good. When you get right down to it, you may want to get your own food at your own house. Because I've noticed how people have sort of grown over time because they're eating it. Well, that's another story. But back to these young people that you're going to see here. The young people who said we will not be violent. We know that we may be beaten. We know that something may happen to us, but we are determined to help this country live up to its creed. Live up to what all of us want. Yes, ma'am. So with that, Freedom Riders.
Right on. Thank you.